Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your news edition. These are the headlines. President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extends Ramadan greetings to the Algerian people. The President of the Republic extends his greetings in a phone call to his brother, the Tunisian President Kais Saied, on the occasion of the blessed month of Ramadan. On the National Martyr Day, we honor the sacrifice of our fallen heroes whose courage and dedication shaped the Algeria we know today. In Ouargla province, a regional office for document authentication abroad has been launched. Ahead of Ramadan, a new monitoring system installed to oversee national supply. Welcome back. On the occasion of the blessed month of Ramadan, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extends his heartfelt greetings to the Algerian people while praising the efforts that have ensured the country remains well supplied, providing citizens with all they need while safeguarding against speculation and waste. The President of the Republic also sent his greetings to the Algerians living abroad, expressing solidarity with the Palestinian people, praying for relief from their suffering.
أيتها المواطنات أيها المواطنون، نحمد الله تعالى أن هل علينا شهر رمضان المبارك بنفحاته الربانية. فبهذه المناسبة يسعدني أن أتوجه إلى كل الجزائريات والجزائريين بأصدق التهاني وأطيب التبريكات، سائلا المولى عز وجل أن يجعله شهر خير وبركات وتضامن. كما أنوه بكل المجهودات التي جعلت بلادنا في منأى عن كل التقلبات من خلال توفير كل ما يحتاجه المواطن من منتوجات، مع تضافر جهودنا بالطبع جميعا للحفاظ على هذه الوفرة وتجنب كل أشكال المضاربة والتبذير. كما لا يفوتني ونحن على أعتاب شهر الرحمة والمغفرة أن أهنئ أبناء جاليتنا في الخارج بهذه المناسبة، دون أن ننسى أشقاءنا في فلسطين الجريحة، راجين الله عز وجل أن يخفف من معاناتهم. وصح رمضانكم ورمضان كريم. عاشت الجزائر حرة أبية. المجد والخلود لشهدائنا الأبرار، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held a phone call with the President of the Republic of Tunisia, Kais Saied, during which he extended his greetings on the occasion of the blessed month of Ramadan, wishing him and the Tunisian people prosperity. The Tunisian President, for his part, extended his greetings to the President of the Republic, wishing him and the Algerian people serenity and prosperity. The two presidents also evoked solid bilateral relations. On the National Martyrs' Day, Algeria honors those who fought for independence, presenting the sacrifice as the foundation of national unity, sovereignty, and ongoing development. The commemoration ties the legacy of the liberation struggle to the country's drive to build its future on its own terms. Melissa Lila Balaman.
National Martyrs' Day occupies a central place in the history of an independent Algeria, a day that combines remembrance with renewal and reaffirms the bond between the nation and those who paid for its freedom with their lives. Across the entire country, from the Mediterranean coast to the Sahara, from eastern borders to the western plains, their sacrifice defined the very outline of a sovereign and unassailable state. On this solemn occasion, Algeria stands united in tribute to its martyrs. Men and women who rejected submission, who embraced sacrifice rather than dishonor. They confronted the overwhelming power of colonial rule with no arsenal but their conviction, an unwavering belief in the legitimacy of national liberation, and a single outcome in mind: independence or martyrdom. That same fidelity now underpins the trajectory of the new Algeria. Its momentum rests on authentic patriotism, and its compass points toward national stature and strength. A country carried forward by loyal citizens and shielded by an army that remains true to the martyrs' pledge and to the founding principles of the November Revolution. Today's Algeria presents itself as a nation of regained confidence and tangible gains. It is building with its own resources, deciding on its own terms, consolidating its security architecture, and advancing toward food self-sufficiency, even as destabilizing pressures persist and skeptical voices attempt to erode trust. On this Mother's Day, Algeria renews its commitment, firmly, steadily, and with confidence in the future, to extend the legacy of those who envisioned a free, sovereign, and dignified homeland by sustaining a nationwide development drive that reaches every corner of its vast territory.
As we commemorate the National Martyrs' Day, the State Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in charge of the national community abroad, Sofiane Chayeb, and the Minister of Mujahideen and Rights Holders, Abdelmalik Tashrif, co-chaired a video conference with several of diplomatic and consular figures with the participation of the national community abroad. Several events were organized in the country with memorial services in memory of the martyrs and other activities such as the inauguration of various infrastructures in several provinces. In Oran, mortal remains of 12 martyrs of the glorious revolution were reinterred in the cemetery of Qadil. Prime Minister Sifirieb chaired the government meeting dedicated to monitoring the implementation of the road network development and modernization program of the capital. The government reviewed an executive decree project regarding the tunnel in El Qaria in the municipality of Shelaga that reached 60% progress rate and aims at improving the traffic flow. The government listened to a presentation on the progress of the import operation of 1 million sheep for Eid al-Adha 2026 ordered by the President of the Republic. This measure is part of the program aimed at supporting and safeguarding the citizens' purchasing power. The government also listened to a presentation on the Youth National Plan 2026-2029 as ordered by the President of the Republic, which is a unified national action plan based on political coordination and public programs for youth. Finally, the government reviewed the latest update on the progress of construction works of the Sidi Khalifa Dam construction works in the province of Tizi Ouzou, designated to supply drinking water to the northern area of the city and to irrigate agricultural land, alongside the dam of Bouzina in the province of Patna. Prime Minister Sifirieb chaired an interministerial meeting on the installation of a multi-sectorial work group in charge of the elaboration of a national integration referential in the car, bus and motorcycle industry. It will be the document of reference to calculate the integration rate achieved by the constructors and will allow the establishment of a solid base for the creation and development of a national integrated network for subconstructors. The purpose is to increase the national integration rate, contribute to the edification of a real and sustainable car industry, and create new jobs. It also aims at facilitating technology transfer, developing national skills, and reduce the spare parts import bill. As part of implementing the instructions of the President of the Republic and following the meeting of the Minister of Energy and Renewable Energy, Mourad Adjal, with the Energy Minister of Niger, a video conference meeting was held at Sonalgaz headquarters with executives of the electricity company of Niger, Nigelec, to discuss the ways of accelerating the bilateral cooperation, particularly the understudy agreements. A group of Sonalgaz experts will visit Niamey next week to evaluate the readiness of the chosen site for the construction of an electric plant, which will ensure Niger a supply in electricity. Sonalgas Group affirmed its readiness to ensure the success of this partnership to serve the benefits of the two countries. The Niger Lake executives expressed their satisfaction regarding the resume of the joint project, which will bring closer the two countries. As part of implementing the instructions of the President of the Republic regarding the reinforcement of Algeria's place at the regional energy markets and as part of reinforcing the South-South cooperation, a group of experts is on a work visit to Mozambique to share their experience in electricity and energy engineering. The group started its mission after a technical meeting with energy executives in Mozambique to discuss the bilateral cooperation and expertise sharing. As part of their mission, the experts visited the Maputo port to inquire about the logistics aspect of the technical operations, in addition to their visit of the electric plant built in 2018. This visit reflects the major role of Sonalgas Group in implementing the national energy strategy by exporting the Algerian experience and reinforcing its presence as a reliable African energy partner that contributes to sustainable development in the continent. To bring the administration closer to the citizen, the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and Transport, Said Sayoud, and the State Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in charge of the national community abroad, Sofiane Chayeb, launched in Ouargla province a regional annex of documents legislation to be used abroad. We listen.
This is the outcome of a strategic vision aimed at ensuring efficient administrative services and bringing the administration closer to the citizen, reducing distances and processing times while guaranteeing a high standard of institutional performance. On this occasion, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and deep appreciation to all officials and executives who contributed to the realization of this joint ministerial project between the Ministry of the Interior, Local Authorities and Transport and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the National Community Abroad and African Affairs. In an initial phase, regional annexes will be opened in 3 provinces, Ouargla, Constantine and Oran. This initiative may be progressively expanded to other regions of the country in accordance with the needs expressed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In this regard, we reaffirm the full readiness of the Ministerial Department to provide continuous support and assistance in order to ensure the success of these initiatives and the achievement of their assigned missions.
To address supply measures and preserve market balance, public authorities are implementing a reinforced national framework grounded in coordination and digital transformation, with the objective of ensuring steady supply and protecting citizens' purchasing power. Basma Farah.
Amid ongoing supply and market stability challenges affecting widely consumed products, the state has launched a comprehensive national strategy that relies on closer intersectoral coordination and the deployment of advanced digital tools.
As part of the monitoring system for the supply of high-demand consumer goods, especially during the blessed month of Ramadan and throughout the year, the Ministry of Internal Trade and National Market Regulation has set up several digital platforms. The system provides real-time tracking of production and distribution stocks. It allows authorities to anticipate needs. It supports better cost management and it helps maintain regular supply nationwide, a key strategic instrument to secure the national market over the long term.
These platforms are designed to streamline the distribution of essential commodities and improve the organization of the national market. It enables real-time monitoring of production and distribution stocks, allowing authorities to anticipate needs, optimize resource allocation, and improve cost management by ensuring accurate data and continuous oversight.
Donc le dispositif il est opérationnel depuis vendredi.
The mechanism has been operational since last Friday. Through the digital platform, we now have clear visibility. This visibility has enabled us to dispatch all products requested by the provinces on time. It has allowed us to effectively respond to demand, particularly given the sharp increase in consumption during the month of Ramadan.
Demande exprimée à l'occasion du mois de Ramadan.
Beyond statistics and technical measures, this initiative reflects a broader modernization drive focused on improved forecasting, stronger coordination, and above all, safeguarding the citizens' purchasing power, a framework intended to firmly establish transparency and stability within the national market.
To the weekly report of the PNA. As part of the fight against organized crime and in continuity of the tireless efforts aimed at countering the scourge of drug trafficking in our country, Combined detachments of the PNA intercepted, in coordination with different security services in operations across the military regions, 43 drug traffickers and thwarted attempts to introduce 4.58 quintals of processed beef through the borders with Morocco, while 23.32 kilograms of cocaine and 1,399,000 psychotropic tablets were seized. In Tamanghasset, Borjwaji Mukhtar, in Salah, in Gizam, Ilizi and Janet, detachments of the People's National Army arrested 274 individuals and seized 38 vehicles, 312 generators, 195 jackhammers, 13 metal detectors, as well as quantities of mixture of raw gold and stones and other equipment used in illegal gold mining operations. On the other hand, 16 other individuals were arrested, 3 hunting rifles and 43,800 liters of fuel and 55.2 tons of foodstuffs intended for speculation were seized. Similarly, 340 illegal immigrants of different nationalities were arrested across the national territory. The former EPTV reporter and sports commentator Abdelrazak Zouawi has passed. The deceased marked his generation with his unique touch. He was buried at the cemetery of Garidi in the presence of his family, colleagues and sports figures. The General Directorate of Communication at the Presidency of the Republic extends its condolences to his family. We mourn the passing of Dahman Hassan, a retired colleague from the Bashar regional station after a battle with illness. The Algerian Television Director General Mohamed Boughali extends his deepest condolences to his family and colleagues, praying Allah Almighty for mercy on the deceased and strength for his loved ones. In Morocco, voices from across the country are raising alarm over growing social hardship. Families of children with disabilities denounce exclusion and neglect, while workers denounce unpaid salaries. Pasmafar with the details.
For many families raising children with disabilities, daily life has become a relentless struggle. They speak of exclusion, neglect, and promises from the authorities that have yet to materialize. Something as basic as going to school turns into an exhausting challenge, especially in the absence of suitable transportation.
We are asking for free transport. I cannot take my son to the associations or to the hospital, and this situation is causing us deep distress. Look, I paid more than 50 dirhams, and they told me I hadn't paid anything. They took my disability card and tore it up.
Corruption, social exclusion, and poverty have become part of the everyday life for many Moroccans. Even those who are employed no longer receive their salaries on time.
We are waiting for our salaries to provide for our children, but we receive nothing. People's patience has limits. Even the best among us has an empty refrigerator. We respected the law, we worked hard, and yet nothing changes. We do have salaries, but they are never paid on time.
The country is accumulating billions in debt, foreign investment is declining, crises are multiplying as a result of a system that is no longer able to respond to the legitimate concerns of a population left in uncertainty.
In southern Gaza, a displaced mother crafts a fragile lantern for her children on the first day of Ramadan. With aid blocked, tens of thousands of families face hunger, fear and exile, yet amid the devastation, the will to survive endures. Many Sadila Balaban.
Inside the flimsy tent in southern Gaza, a displaced Palestinian mother works in silence. At her feet, salvaged cardboard, scraps of string, bits of worn fabric. On the first day of Ramadan, she has one aim: to give her children a hint of celebration. Piece by piece, a lantern emerges, an improvised fanus, delicate but heavy with love and hope. The decorations she fashions from discarded materials will hang overhead, turning a fragile shelter into a space of life, memory, and quiet resistance.
My son wanted a fanus. I made one with almost nothing. Fabric is nearly impossible to find. The crossings are sealed. Nothing enters the strip. When small amounts of aid do get through, I keep the cardboard to make decorations.
Around them, tens of thousands of displaced families are enduring the same reality in overcrowded camps. Aid remains blocked. The consequences are stark. Little clean water, scarce food, almost no medical care. The humanitarian situation is dire. For the third straight year, many in Gaza will have nothing to break their fast. Hunger is no longer just an emergency, it is routine.
After 3 years of devastating war and deprivation, Ramadan, once a time of joy and togetherness, now brings only grief. We hoped for a Ramadan without airstrikes, for the war to end, for the killings to stop. None of that has happened. Each day, peace feels further away. We've prepared nothing. There's no electricity to light the tent at night. We don't even know if we have food to break the fast.
Despite attempts to shield their children with small gestures of normalcy, this Ramadan will mirror the last for Gaza's residents, paced by bombardment, defined by fear and exile. Yet, beyond the war and the shortages, one thing endures, an unyielding will to live.
And with this, we come to the end of our edition. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us. Have a good night.